Hey, thanks so much for finding the video. Do us a favor. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe. And be sure to leave your comment. We love to interact. Enjoy the video. So we learned on Sunday that the Saints finalized deals with both Alvin Kamara and Demario Davis, locking up two of their players that were headed into free agency this offseason and locking them up to decidedly different deals. Alvin Kamara's deal is almost mind-blowing how much the Saints are willing to pay for him. Similarly, the Saints got away with highway robbery on the Demario Davis deal. Let's start with Davis. Davis's deal, 3 years, $27 million, $9 million per. That puts him like in the middle of the pack with starting linebackers in the NFL as far as pay. But Demario Davis could have chosen to go into free agency after the season. If he had put up another all-pro caliber season, gone into free agency, you're talking about a guy that's going to command top dollar at that position on the free agent market. Now, maybe he wouldn't sign a 5-year deal as a 31-year-old, but he would command far more than he got. But when asked why, Demario Davis said, man, I'm just so blessed. Me and my family, it's so much of a blessing, I really can't put into words. He talks about being back in 2016 in Cleveland, asking God to rejuvenate his mind because he thought his career might be over. And ultimately, he said he just wanted to be part of this brotherhood in New Orleans, playing for this team and this franchise. So he gave New Orleans a hometown discount, something you never see anymore. But to see Demario Davis take a 3-year, $27 million deal where on the open market he would have commanded maybe double that, that's probably a stretch to say double, but not a stretch to say he would have commanded over $10 million a year, it's just not something that you ever really see anymore in this league with guys taking or taking less money to stay where they are. Demario Davis did it. And I'll put it to you this way. Demario Davis is 31 years old. You might be saying, yeah, Matt, but you're investing a lot of money in an old linebacker, older player. That's true. And it may be a risk to invest in a 31-year-old linebacker for 3 years because it's possible that Davis might be nearer the end than the beginning. Well, he is certainly near the end than the beginning of his career. But he's now in his 9th season, and he's never missed a game. Let me say that again. Through 8 seasons, now into his 9th season, Demario Davis has never missed a game, ever. He has been durable. Look at the contrast. Alex Anzalone. Saints used a high draft pick on him. Very promising player. Really good linebacker. Injured his whole time in Florida. In 3 seasons in the Saints, in the NFL with Saints, he's played in 22 games. Out of a possible 48, he's played in 22. He's effectively missed an entire season through his first 3 years because of his inability to stay healthy. So you have a guy in Demario Davis who's 31 years old, who has been durable, who is a monster in your defense, who's coming off his first all-pro season, who gives you a hometown discount. That is a no-brainer. Awesome deal for the Saints and for Demario Davis. There is the old saying that you can't keep everyone because you can't afford to pay everyone. Saints are sure trying. After paying Andrews Pete 5 years, $57.5 million. After paying Taysom Hill 2 years, $21 million. And knowing you got Marshawn Lattimore and Ryan Ramczyk coming up this offseason, you signed Demario Davis, and you get the Alvin Kamara deal done at a record number. I want to be so clear about this. I love Alvin Kamara. I love him. Now, when they drafted him in round 3, in the same offseason when they had signed Adrian Peterson, I didn't like the pick because they traded up to get him. I very quickly realized that was not smart because Alvin Kamara is a stud. And he fits so perfectly in this offense, no question. And I'm glad he's going to be in New Orleans, hopefully for a long time. And yesterday, got in the end zone rushing and receiving. Didn't have a bang-up day carrying the ball. I think he had 16 rush yards, caught 5 passes. But either way, what he does in this offense is phenomenal. But I cannot believe the Saints gave him $15 million a year. I want to see how it's structured because that is going to be key. What we know is that $34 million of it is guaranteed. So less than half is guaranteed. So what Kamara got is a gigantic number if he stays healthy and keeps producing. He's right there with Zeke and a shade under McCaffrey. Better deal than Joe Mixon and Derrick Henry if he stays healthy and produces. And if so, at this level, then maybe you're okay giving Alvin Kamara that type of money every year. But I hear this argument from people all the time who say, but Alvin Kamara is not really a running back in this system. That's true. But to the same extent, Jimmy Graham wasn't a tight end. He was a receiver, and a damn good one. And the Saints fought him tooth and nail to pay him like a tight end instead of like a receiver. Because the Saints have always had their benchmark, what they're willing to pay someone. And Alvin Kamara is a running back. And they gave him a massive contract. Now, the other thing is, Kamara's only counting against the cap this year about $2.3 million. Teeny tiny number against the cap. Over a 5-year contract, you're talking about now having to spread, I'm estimating here, but $73 million over the next 5 years, over the next 4 years. You are going to have some enormous cap hits tied up in Alvin Kamara. Now, how they make that work, I don't know, but Kai Harley and Mickey Loomis, they've been geniuses at that. Maybe they add faux years onto the end of the contract to minimize and spread out money. I don't know how they'll make it work. But considering you have to pay Ryan Ramczyk and Marshawn Lattimore after this season, and it's a year where the salary cap is going to come down, potentially to 175 from over 200 million, or right at 200 million, and the Saints already have 240 million in cap costs for next year. They have a monumental task to re-sign Lattimore and Ramczyk and Marcus Williams and somehow cut roughly $65 million in cap space and sign next year's draft class and whatever free agents you want, y'all. I have no doubt they're going to get it done because it's just what they do. Like, the Saints are brilliant at this. They're brilliant at manipulating the cap and bending the rules and finding loopholes to make this work. But how they do this, I mean, this is going to be some David Blaine type-ish. You know what I mean? Because I don't know how you make it work. And this may have cost them the opportunity to re-sign Marcus Williams. And Sheldon Rankins almost, it seems like, I mean, unless if you want to take a bargain basement deal, you're probably going to walk. Because I don't know how they make this work. And maybe that's one of the reasons why you see an undrafted rookie free agent in Malcolm Roach starting week 1, because get that cat up to speed because he may have to be your guy as a really inexpensive player on the defensive line for 3 years. But congrats to Demario Davis. Congrats to Alvin Kamara. The Saints are better for having those two guys, make no mistake. But how they make this work financially is going to be a magic trick unlike we've seen before with this franchise or maybe any in the NFL. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.